The government will not bail out troubled retailer Nakumatt, despite calls for it to do so. Trade Principal Secretary Chris Kiptoo ruled out any capital injection, but says the state will support restructuring efforts. Hudheifa Aden tells us what the government has stocked on the shelf for the troubled retail sector.
The increasingly echoing shelves repeatedly tell part of the tale of Nakumatt Holdings' struggles. With the employer of thousands of Kenyans being in billions of shillings in debt, there have been calls for the government to step in and save the ailing giant and, by extension, secure the livelihoods of about 6,000 families.
Government will never inject any single amount of money into Nakumatt. However, we are going to stand with every stakeholder to try and ensure that there is a restructuring process that government can support in terms of parties just coming together.
The failure to secure funding has deepened its long-running challenges such as widespread product stockouts and failure to pay employees. New KCC has halted supply of milk products to Nakumatt in seeking to protect its business owing to uncertainties at the retailer. Githunguri Dairy also stopped supplies to the farm last year, citing non-payment.
And we want to be sure that you don't grow at the expense of suppliers, that your own capital is also injected adequate enough to meet the situations when you cannot, when you are supposed to, when payments are due.
Nakumatt is a private farm and therefore its books and operations are not subject to public scrutiny. However, the PS, who has been in talks with the farm's leadership alongside other stakeholders, has in a statement given advice and sounded a warning which may give a glimpse of the issues behind Nakumatt's elephant wars.
So you need to restructure. So some of them, if they don't want to face the regulation, you have to restructure yourself. Cut down on your costs and make sure that you live within your means. Do not overtrade.
Also in the red is the struggling Uchumi supermarkets, which seems to have a brighter ray of hope than Nakumatt.
We are also in discussions with the Uchumi board. They have told us that there is a strategic investor who is coming on board. So that strategic investor, combined with probably what the support that will other shareholders are going to inject in this company, we expect that Uchumi will continue to remain afloat.
The investor is set to get into the business within a month after Cabinet committed to paying the monies it promised. This commitment was what has been keeping the investor at bay, and now that the government has removed the stumbling block, Uchumi's fortunes are likely to be turning away from the danger zone soon. The two retailers' wars give a glimpse of the depth of problems facing the retail sector in Kenya.
This sector remains afloat because it's an important sector. It's now contributing about 8% of GDP, and it had gone up to 12%. So there's a decline because of the challenges. But it's a vibrant sector. It's one of the important sectors. We will not just sit back and see it continue having challenges.
With all the assistance the farms are receiving, hope remains alive that the rot in their systems is justly dealt with and not swept under the carpets as it risks suffocating the fruits of investment and reforms. Hudheifa Aden, NTV.